All right, there we go. All right, so for the first question I'm gonna ask is it's different from the one on there because I forgot to add this. Is like, what's your experience with working with children with disabilities?
I've been in the field for 9 years. My first year was in a guided classroom with kids with severe disabilities, such as like kids with autism that are nonverbal, kids with cerebral palsy that are nonverbal, and also with severe physical disabilities.
Okay, so that'll take us into our next question, which is, oh boy, I don't remember what it is. How do you use assistive technologies in the classroom to help them?
I would say probably 80% of our students are kids that are nonverbal. So we have communication devices such as iPads, which are like our high-tech devices, and we have more of a low-tech device, which is like a Big Mac. It's literally called the Big Mac. Yeah, and so basically we use those for groups, like calendar group, reading groups, so they could select with the Big Macs, which are the lower devices. You could select if they want like the color blue or the color red, and then the higher tech devices, which are the iPads, they'll literally tell us like in a full sentence what we would want off of the device.
Okay. Our next question is, what are the biggest challenges like you face with using the assistive technologies?
I think the biggest challenge is we're pretty consistent at school with how the device is used. And once that device goes home, we have no idea what goes on with the device. So we could constantly insist that they use the device to communicate things, but when they're at home with their parents, like mom, dad, or the babysitter, basically like body language will tell, the student's body language could tell mom and dad what they want. You know, like if it's time for dinner, the parents won't make them request like something to drink. You know, they'll just give it to them. Whereas at school, we make them request what they want to help them become independent.
Okay. Yeah. John's gonna ask a couple questions too.
Hello, John.
Hi. What type of assistive technologies have you seen in the classroom and are the most prevalent?
I would say the iPad's been the most useful. We have a couple different programs that are used on them. I'm not exactly sure the name, but on one of the programs that we use, you could go from like a 15 choice board where the student would have 15 different choices on that topic. Or if the student's lower functioning, they could go to a 2 choice, like a yes or a no, or a red or a blue, instead of red, white, blue, green, purple. So it still allows them to communicate their wants and needs, but on a lower choice. So they can still put across their decision.
Sure. Is it difficult to manage all the different needs of every student?
Absolutely, because these communication devices change, I would say, weekly, and most of the time the speech pathologist will update the communication device. So once the communication device is updated, it's speech pathologist, case manager, head teacher, and assistant. So, and then after the assistant goes home to the parents to have to know what to do. So it's like, it's kind of hard to all be on board with 8 people and one user that is nonverbal to really discuss their wants verbally. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. JJ, do you want to ask a question? Yeah.
Hey there.
Hey there, Jay.
So one question, and I mean, my sister is also a special education teacher. She's at a middle school, but they're not really profound disabilities. But I would like to sort of hear your standpoint on what are your biggest challenges in being able to provide for these people with disabilities.
I would say my biggest struggle has to be knowing exactly sorry, it's more so how, you know what the student wants to tell you, you know, but
Okay.
at the same time, like, you can't allow them to be so comfortable with you, because in the real world, you're going to send them out to a new place every day, you know, like, more so enforcing that independence. Like, they could tell you, like, I want milk. Well, what do you want to do with that milk? What do you want to, like, you want milk for cupcakes? You want to drink milk? So it's more so creating the independence for them to be like, I need to use this device. I need to show them that, literally communicate that I want something, as opposed to what people know, you know, like, communication is huge in special ed.
Yeah. I'm sure there's that delicate balance of being able
That very, yeah.
to be able to like provide like, a nurturing environment for these students, but at the same time you also have to, teach them what it's going to also be like in the real world.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, I've worked with two different teachers. One teacher was more so academic, and the other teacher was like, you need to know 5 plus 5 if you can't tie your shoes. You know, like, so that's a good way to put it, is the nurturing versus the like, academics. Like, you could love these kids, but you also can love them to the point where they need to enforce academics and independence at the same time.
So in your experience, do you lean more one way or the other?
I would say I lean more towards the independence.
Yeah.
The other stuff will fall into place, but if a kid can't put a code up to go to work, or if a kid can't tell time to go to work, you know, what's the importance of teaching them math and 5 plus 5 if you can't read the clock? You know, it's hard. Stop.
Should we have Suarez next?
Yeah.
Dan?
Well, this is fun. I would say with these like new technologies ever developing, even within your own teaching cycle here, do you ever have to take new classes or anything to be able to familiarize yourself with any type of new technology? I imagine that I can't operate an iPad, but I think that you're expected to,
There are, like, certain trainings that I know. There are certain trainings that I know speech pathologists take to program them, to also know how to program them. But like you said, they're constantly changing.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say there's like a specific class to take. I would say there's probably like every 3 months a new training you have to go to be up to date on what's going on. And the school district will provide you they'll provide you the opportunity to go to training for free, be most up to date on what the school district is expecting of you. So I would say more so the trainings are like in-house. So if somebody has like a Word device, like an iPad, there might be like a 20 minutes for school to go over how that one word is expected to be used. So instead of it just being like a one button, like milk, okay, what else do you want with that? You know, like drink milk, want milk. So it's not just the outside training, it's also and goals that are supposed to be met on how to use that.
Okay. With some of these devices, as you mentioned, iPads and Big Macs, some of these aren't, the cheapest things out there. Do you find, families having to go ahead and provide these, or is it a lot funded through education, or, is there like a certain balance that maybe they need additional accessories are covered by families, or?
Right. I work in a very, very wealthy district, so the school district that I work in provides everything, which I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure that it's covered sometimes by insurance, because it's part of the student's disability to make them more capable of communicating. And I think it's also kind of part of the no child left behind. So I would say 90% of the time the school district will supply, especially in our district.
Yeah.
But if you like lower income communities, the school district won't provide them. But there are grants that are available for the students and the families to get them.
Okay. So with these new technologies, I'm sure, like I said, I couldn't operate an iPad if you paid me money, but some of these students have to be able to use this technology. What are some of the challenges that they face in using it, or in you being also able to show them how to use it? What do you see as the most biggest obstacle for them using these types of assistive technology?
I would say the most difficult thing is them to clearly get their point across. I mean, if they said one thing, we could take it a different way and not understand it, just so they could understand that they need to clearly say what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I had a student that would say tie shoe constantly, like tie shoe. And we would be like, what do you want with your shoe? Like, you want the shoe tied, but who do you want to tie your shoe? If you wanted something to specifically go up to somebody and be like, Vince, I want to go out to dinner, And we literally would have this kid walk up to her, be like, Mrs. Q, please tie my shoe. So it literally has to be like direct request instead of just one word request.
So I could totally relate to that. One of our focuses in our assistive technology is speech generation itself, and some of those templates are very I don't know, some of them are very crude where it's just one word answers or something, where a lot is up to interpretation from a teaching standpoint too.
Yeah. It's important to be direct in our classroom conversation. Because you could literally yell out hot dog, but what do you want with a hot dog? Let's get back to what you want. Mrs. Q, I want a hot dog. Mrs. Q, I want it for lunch. So the correlation of words is important in a low functioning classroom.
Yeah, and it's important, especially going back to your thoughts on teaching more of independence in the classroom. You have to be more direct in the real world too. Can't just go into any type of job yelling hot dog.
Definitely.
So I guess as an overall ending to this, our questions, we'd like to hear more of your feedback on what it's like to be a teacher of special education, and more specifically your type of classroom.
For my first 8 years, I worked in the low life skills classroom, which was more teaching the basics, tying shoes, where to put your garbage when you're done eating, how to clean up your dinner, how to clean up your lunch, where to go for your lunch. And I'm still figuring it out, there's no point answer of what the direct goal is, for life skills, the goal is to create independence. It's to make sure these students could go out and carry a job, go out and be able to dress themselves in short, but it's hard at the same time, because the way that you want to teach independence, sometimes it will become physical. The kids get so upset that they'll try to bite you, they'll try to hit you, because they're so frustrated that they can't verbally communicate their wants and needs.
Right.
And there's no way else for them to say this. So that's why it's so important to use communication devices. Now I'm in more of a resource classroom, so it's more high functioning kids with learning disorders and behavior disorders. So that's also important too, to create independence, because a lot of these kids can't learn to settle down without wanting to fight someone, or can't learn to settle down because their medicine's not working that day. So I would say the most important thing in a special ed classroom is just to be patient. Eventually things will start falling into place, and eventually the kid could start to tell you what's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
What's bothering them. Is it you can't communicate? Is it you didn't take your medicine today? Or is it that something's going on at home and you don't feel, you're not in a good mood? And they can't communicate that sometimes. So special ed's tough, but if you're patient, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that home to my own sister then.
I'm sure she knows, so she's a special ed teacher.
Do you guys have any more concluding thoughts or questions?
Just a wrap up, what do you enjoy most, I'd say, about working in special education?
there's a lot to take home with special ed. I mean, every day I come home and I have a different story from my husband, and it definitely will teach you a lot about life. You know, one of my biggest things is when you go home, you really have to understand what you do have. You know, like a lot of these kids can't communicate. A lot of these kids can't go to the bathroom by themselves. They can't eat a fork. So when I go home, I just kind of understand that life is good. You know, I may not have every single thing in the world I want, but I could come home and talk to my husband. I could come home and go to the bathroom when I want. You know, I don't have to request it. So it's, you kind of have to value what you have.
Right.
That's what,
All right. Well, thanks, Jess.
no problem.
So